morning. Reagan, if you can hear me, hopefully you got the message through Randy or Sherry that your textbooks, we took them from the North School to the South School so that because we know that you live closer that direction and that you are um, attending the nail program. So we had the books sent over to the South Campus for you to just grab whenever you're ready. It's no rush. I don't know about y'all, but I am so happy it's Friday. One of these days, y'all are going to see me with my hair down. It's going to be highlighted, and I'm not going to look like this. But I have to get through all of this work first. Yes, Mary Helen, we are going to fill in that assignment. That was an easy assignment. I should be getting, woo! What do you call the emoji with the hands up? Because that was easy. I love that it's Friday too. I need a lot of relaxation. And y'all two don't be fighting while I'm on live, okay? No play, no roughhousing. I'll give a few more minutes for everyone to just kind of log in. I'm dragging today. I had to use some eye drops just for the redness from allergies and long hours. But I'm almost through one of the reports that usually takes me the entire month of June, and I've been pushing really, really hard. And then I have one more report. So I'm gonna have Jeremy help me today get my last one done. Yes, girl. Good. I was kind of throwing y'all an easy task. There we go. People are waking up. Good job, ladies. I don't think we have any guys on, do we? Kiera, I'm not sure what you have decided on hair cutting. I think we decided that it'd be kind of based on where you live, the commute might be too long to go north for hair cutting. You might want to wait another round. It's just completely up to you. Yes, Emily. That's what we were just talking about. I am so fatigued. Y'all can probably tell I'm like in a lull right now. I'm gonna try not to be too demotivating, but I'm in a lull right now. I'm just worn out. But if I can send out one of these reports out of two, and I can send one today, I am going to celebrate. And just as a reminder, let's see. Oh, I love pot roast. Now, Randy doesn't like any roast. He feels like it's a little stringy, but my family, we have eaten pot roast for so long, and he doesn't like the stringy texture. But growing up, that's what we had, and I love, I love your emoji with the little tongue sticking out. The weather in the morning has been so nice and cool. I know, girl. Each morning the weather is so nice, and then it gets really hot. Does my eyeliner look too, I didn't put the shadow on top yet. Oh, I look like I've got too much makeup on. Yeah, Randy. We're up to 17. We're doing good. Everyone's clocking in, checking in. No, Emily, I think that because of the shadows not on, I got brows too dark, liner too dark. I don't know, but thank you. And all this gray. I was at the beauty school the other day because I haven't been able to get my hair done, and I'm having to plaster it down um, to keep it not looking quite so untidy with color and a cut. But I got the little long ponytail going. But anyway, this older client, I walked by and they said, "Wendy, are you letting yourself go gray now?" it just it was the realization that I got to get in the chair. Yay, Sam, you got your kid, got your kid, got your kid, got your kid. That's good. Well, we've got 19 on, so we're doing good. So what you need to do is yesterday you were given an extremely easy, you know, I threw all of you a cookie, you know. I was like, oh, y'all can be glad that, you know what, Sam? I am actually going to shampoo, and next week I'm going to let the people who did hair cutting at the South School who did impeccable on their 180 cuts. I'm going to let them hold my hair up and actually cut that and do it this way, the 180 this way and then the 180 this way. They don't know this yet, but I'm thinking I'm going to let them do that. And yes, I need to let Lauren do it, but she's taking 2 5-week ACC classes, US history and microeconomics at the same time. If you ever take a college class and you want to register for the 5-week sessions, girls, there's only 36 seats and 2 classes in for all of Austin, Hutto, Lexington, Westlake, Dripping, Wimberley, Liberty Hill. There's only uh, 236 seats for that class. And when it opens, you got to get it. It opened on May 4th. You have to get up or stay up till 12 strike of midnight. You got to have your finger ready on the button. You have to have all this paperwork done in advance, and you got to be ready. And then you click that button and you refresh the screen. You refresh the screen. I refreshed the screen till 4:30 in the morning. By the time the wheel of death continued refreshing the screen, refreshing the screen, refreshing the screen, by the time that wheel of death got through and I saw my screen pop up and I was like, it finally grabbed me in the queue of the wait, and I was able to grab her 2 of the 5-week sessions because so many of them are 3 months. So I was able to grab her 2 of the 5-week sessions um, instead of like the 9 or the 12-week sessions. And by the time I did it, there's only 4 seats left. Now tell me, and a lot of money later. But Texas A&M, the classes would cost me a whole lot more money. So I'm doing the 5-week sessions at ACC. And the good thing about that is whatever grade she makes on those classes, whether it's an A, B, C, or D, they only check if you passed it or failed it, so it won't go towards her Texas A&M degree. So if you're taking classes and you want to pursue a degree, or somebody who is pursuing college courses, you got to have your ducks in a row and you got to be a very organized person. Yeah, but we got it in and she's working on those 2 classes. So getting her to do that and do school and do my hair. So, okay, we've got our standard 21 on it. Looks like we're going to make this pretty quick and rapid. You had a little sheet. Oh, well, um, Yeah, quarantine has kind of had it done that. Yes, Monica, the books came in. Um, call or text me when I'm going to the North School. Text me and let me see if I did see some there, and I want to make sure because textbooks have been kind of crazy. So text me. I'm going to leave there as soon as I get home. Yep, Reagan, you got to be competitive. Hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, okay, so here we go. And just as a reminder, this is Friday. Tuesday, I start hair cutting. Anyone who wants to stop distance learning next week, we are doing the fun anatomy, bones, and all that again. So here we go back with the anatomy and physiology. So that's what we will be starting next week. I think it is, guys. Yeah, it's either massage and aromatherapy or anatomy. I can't remember, but it's one of those. But if you want to stop distance learning and come to the school and have a change of pace, feel free to. Just remember you're going to clock in on Tuesday. You're not going to see anybody on distance learning on Monday at 9. So um, go ahead and come on up to the school and have your mask and your uniform and be ready. Okay, our first word, it was these tough little words right here. So the first word was the cyanoacrylic. So acrylates, cyanoacrylates. So what I want you to write down is this. Let me turn, this is my better side to hold the paper on. They are known as instant adhesives because they rapidly polymerize. They set and dry fast. And so another word for this is a super glue. Okay. Cyanoacrylates. So if you see this in a product, you're going to know it's going to set and dry fast. That probably means it's going to be harsh. And we know that super glue is harsh. So it's kind of the layman's term. I mean, the big term for the layman's term, super glue. We'll probably finish up a little quicker than normal. Just add this to your notes. We'd like to see that your notes are complete when you come into the building. And I do have a little, I might as well go ahead and tell y'all, I do have a little bit of bad news. Well, it's bad news for some, I guess. I don't know. I like what we're doing, even though, technology is tough regardless. The ins and outs of internet service and everything, I think we just struggle with it. Let's see. Perfect. Thank you, Sam. We are going to have to go to Zoom. This report that I'm doing to get approval to even right now we have temporary approval of what we've been doing. And that temporary approval came from TDLR in the haste in March, back when they just said, let's just start so that no one loses time to participate. And hey, babies, Cappy, come here. So get up here. No fighting. The Department of Education wants to verify the identity of you. And the only way I can verify it as you behind this camera is with your face. So unfortunately, you might over the weekend, or we may have one more week of it, but you might over the weekend or in the upcoming next week, you're going to have to change to Zoom. A lot of people have liked YouTube, and I do, and it's been easy, and that's why we've been so diligent in making sure you're taking your notes and that you are participating and that you are sending in your assignments. But unfortunately, this report is hammering me on that. And for me to get approval, we're more than likely going to have to start Zoom. Let me get my dogs out. No, ma'am. Go stop it. Go play outside. Go play. Go play. So, yet another facet for us to deal with. So, all right, the next one. So y'all might, if you haven't had any experience with Zoom, you might start asking questions and talking to other people. We've done it before with meetings, and I just like this. I can look at y'all, and I can, it's your integrity, it's your education. I don't know why it matters, but the department says we got to do it. Okay, Accelerator. So accelerators, yes, you can, or a mobile device. Accelerator is an ingredient used to set resins in seconds. It controls the speed of the chemical reaction. And an example would be a quick drying top coat or those nail dryer sprays. So it's kind of a spray or a liquid adhesive that is going to, yes, it's going to be an ingredient that could come in a form of a spray, or in other words, it's not a light that's going to cure. So it's a chemical such as a quick dry top coat on your nails or a nail spray dryer. Now, those of you who like the nail spray dryers, when I was in school, make sure you stay at least, I'm going to say, 10 inches away. Don't spray it real quickly and harsh. And no, you don't need a webcam. It's just another darn thing to learn. And it's just going to be another hoop. But I just wish we could stick with what we're doing. But they're not going to allow me. And I'm aggravated. So the accelerator, that's what an accelerator is. But anyway, spray those nail dry sprayers 6 to 10 inches away. If you get real close and you spray it, that nail color is never going to dry. And some people overdo it. Just needs to be a light spray. Be very careful, nail technicians, when you're using this in your area. If your floor material is slippery, I cannot tell you, sometimes these products, people can bust their booty. So be careful as a liability when you're using these. That's right, Emily. Okay, the next term that we had was, in some of you in maybe high school or something, you may have heard cones. Cones is basically your 5 elements that are found in keratin. So we talked in histology and some other chapters that keratin is a protein substance that is found in hair, skin, and nails. And we, some of you who are just now joining us for distance education, that keratin, as it reaches, that's produced in our body, as it reaches the outer layer of the skin, it hardens, or it hardens from cornocytes. And these cornocytes become hardened keratin, which become hair, which become fingernails, and which become hooves and feathers. So the hair is hardened keratin. So cones has 5 elements, and those 5 elements make up the acronym CONES. So you just need to remember it's carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and sulfur. And that's how they get the term cones. Kind of a neat way to remember it. Okay, number 4, and we only have 8 today, so we're moving along just fine. We have polymerization. This is a reaction that takes place when creating artificial nails. It's a chemical reaction which fuses the polymer, which is your powder, and your monomer, which is your liquid. So when these two come together, they fuse together, it hardens, and that's called polymerization. Now, estheticians, I apologize, you're probably not going to see these on your test. But again, if you were a salon owner, spa owner, this would be a term that you might hear through your employees, or you might have to help and assist a client who maybe wants to understand what happens when we fuse together that powder and that monomer. It's called polymerization. On our next segment, there's going to be a lot of new additional things that y'all are going to hear, and all we're going to do is plug it into your head and get it fastened into your brain. So these are just some short ones that are going to help us. Zoom is free. Yes. I think if we offer Zoom and there's a fee, we will be paying for that fee to offer it, but it's not something you have to pay for. So in my report, they actually ask on the enrollment agreement if there are additional charges for distance learning. So there may be a cost that we will incur, but we have not changed that, and we have not put that on the cost of the student. So, and I'm not having y'all pay for proctors to take tests. I'm just not doing that. That's another thing I had to answer on my report. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. We are now on number, oh. That's weird. Oh, this is, oh, I'm sorry. We were on polymerization. This is still part of polymerization. So benzoyl peroxide is actually the catalyst which starts the process of this fusing. So by adding sulfur bonds to the molecules within the, and you don't have to write this down, you can just listen if you want. By adding sulfur bonds, the molecules within the acrylic link together to form multiple chains by cross-linking. And this process hardens the acrylic in around 40 seconds. So benzoyl peroxide is actually that catalyst that's going to make that harden so quickly. So a catalyst is going to make it go quick, okay? So in simple terms, polymerization is the process of monomer forming a polymer such as curing. Yes, Emily, because when someone invites you to an identity number to come into their room and listen to them, they incur those costs. But the department did say I could push those costs to y'all, but I'm not doing that. So, all right, number 4. So we only have 8. Photo initiator. So those lights that we have, that nail salons have, that they put the hand under to cure the nail, whether that's the gel polish or gel products that are used instead of monomers instead of the liquid monomer and the powder. So the photo initiators, it's going to initiate the speed and cure it. Oh, sorry. If my numbers are mixed up, it's just because I'm exhausted. I'm almost through with this first report. I want y'all to cross your fingers for me that by 5 o'clock I have sent one of these major reports off. Teaching, hair cutting, doing that, and distance learning. I feel like a ping pong ball, guys. Then we have the word catalyst. Catalyst is an ingredient that increases the speed of the chemical reaction to start. It's an ingredient that increases the speed of the chemical action to start. Can you imagine if you were going to develop a product right now? You'll find out in your next segment that aloe vera is one of the most widely used botanical ingredient in cosmetics. Can you imagine if you were making yourself a skincare line, a hand lotion, or lipstick or something like that? Of all the research that you have to do that goes into that, you've got to have some real thought process and organizational skills for sure. So, photoinitiator is the light, the UV light that cures the product. Under that UV light, catalyst speeds up the chemical reaction. Dispersants. These are additives that help pigments or their particles mix with the resins and solvents. So a dispersant, this is found in all beauty related products. And I'm going to show you a diagram so that you understand this, but I'll let you jot it down first. Dispersant, additives that help pigments or particles mix with resins and solvents. Yes, aloe vera, I tell you what, you think about, oh, the agave plant for tequila and people who've gone off and made their own tequila lines. You talk about aloe vera plants. We learned about the argan plant, and those are kernels. Those of you who don't know, they're my most favorite palm tree is a medjool. The medjool palms are the palm trees. I do love the Mexican palm trees too. We have those around our house, and the queen palms and stuff like that. But the medjool palm tree are the ones you see lined in Las Vegas and Hollywood. And the medjool palm is actually only originated in Egypt, and somebody went in Egypt and grabbed some baby ones. Phoenix is one of the most white. I think that's the only place where they farm these medjool trees. Well, if you like dates, and I don't like dates, I don't like any kind of raisin or a date. Now I love grapes, but I don't like raisins or prunes or anything like that. Ugh. I don't like fig Newtons, anything like that. But dates are harvested and grown from the female medjool tree. And these trees, just for like a 12-foot medjool palm, range about, just for one palm, range about for only 12 feet. So by the time you put it in the ground, that boy or girl, male or female tree, is truly only, if you don't get a really tall one, they are only about um, 12 foot, I mean, 6 foot, 8 foot in the ground. So to get a tall one that's going to line and look really gorgeous and sexy looking and ooh la la, those trees are about 20 to 25,000 a tree, and a baby one is like 10,000. So when you go and you go to Las Vegas or Hollywood or certain areas of California, or you see a couple of them in Florida, wow, they are expensive. Um, I want them so bad because I love them. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But the medjool palm is it's a different breed of palm tree. It's expensive because of where it comes from, where um, Mexico's so uh, close that the travel and the harvesting is not a problem. Okay, so those dispersants, let's just continue with a little talking points on that one. Dispersants are invaluable personal care ingredients that are broadly used in any formulation in which solids, so something that's solid, we need to go in there and disperse. These include antiperspirants, colored cosmetics, and some sunscreens. So I'll give you a second if you're jotting that down, and then I'll show you the image. Yeah, Mallory, man, I tell you what, it might be the business for us to get in, right? Forget skin, hair, and nails. Let's just start selling my jewel palms. But they originate in the desert and they originate in Egypt, and it's pretty amazing. So these dispersants are going to go in, they're going to separate the solid, and then they're going to bind that together. So this is kind of what um, the mechanism for it. So here's an illustration. You have your dispersants, which are these additive ingredients, and here are your particles. Well, then when this is added to the particle, you have it clinging together with these fingerlings out here. So that's so they these dispersants go on and they absorb into the particle and then they cling together. And then it disperses that product or that ingredient and keeps it widely dispersed so that it will be consistent. You won't have spotty color. So eyeshadows, lip color, as mentioned previously, nail polish color. So you have even color. So the dispersant is an additive. And again, can you just imagine having to deal with this as an ingredient and you forgot it in your product? There's so much research if you're going to make a product. So I hope that was understandable. We have our last one, which is methacrylic acid. It's also known as a primer. So in our nail care, you have this brush-on product. This is extremely alkaline. You don't want to get it on clothing. You don't want to get it on the cuticle. It'll burn. Sometimes people, this burns the nail plate when you get your nails done, if that's ever happened to you. Um, sometimes this is what people will use repeatedly, 3 coats, sometimes 4. They say 4 you don't need to do. But the methacrylic acid is the primer that's going to help your nails from lifting at the lanula down at the base of the nail, and keeps it lifting when you get your hair stuck underneath that lifting. So for people who have oily nail beds, and that's a real thing, sometimes 1, 2, and 3 coatings are put, and people even kind of put the nail between coatings under their lamp to help that. But what's interesting is what's fascinating about this for anybody learning anything about ingredients is this particular ingredient is going to act like a double-sided tape. So in one sense of the word, it primes on the nail plate. And then the other sense of the word, it grabs the monomer and the polymer, which is your monomer and your liquid, your liquid and your powder, and it's going to attach itself to the nail plate. So it attaches to the nail plate, and then it grabs on the other side, adhere to the nail plate better. So the primer is essential in keeping these two things to bind together, the natural nail with this plastic or vinyl material, which is your acrylic enhancement. It's going to bind that together and keep it together in hopes of it not lifting. Yep, it's the burning is from the methacrylic acid. Some people say that you should wear goggles on your eyes to prevent this getting in your eyes. I don't know how somebody could get this in your eye when you are using a little nail brush and the little brush that comes with it, and you're swabbing it like a nail brush. But I should tell you all that maybe you should wear your goggles. So you want to avoid getting in your eyes. You want to avoid getting it into your cuticle, onto the cuticle. Keep it off the skin. Keep it on the nail plate only. And that burning, I hate that burning feel. I've had nail technicians in the business who it burns. And I just think they're doing too much. So one coating might have been enough, but I did have a lot of lifting issues on my nail. So that is methacrylic acid. So, good news, we are done. What I'd like for you to do is stay online. I'm going to put you on mute. Look at your assignment. You are going to start working on that. The answers will be given to you at 12. You can check your email to make you get it. Make sure you got it in your email box. And you can start working on that. And at about 10 till 10, we'll do one last final roll call, okay? Ugh, Sam, I don't know how you like dates. Ugh. So check your email for the assignment. And I plan to try to send you the other two assignments. They will be as soon as Sherry can finish typing it, because I hand wrote it and she's going to type it up so it's nicer. So check your email for the assignment, start working, and roll call starting. Oh, my stomach is growling. Starting, I hope y'all can't hear it, starting at about 9:50. I will put you on mute. If anyone is going to take hair cutting, please let me know. I need to make sure I have the materials ready. I've got most of my people who've already updated me and told me that they're coming. So I've got that going. I'm going to put you on mute and let you work, and I'll check every now and then and see if you have any questions for me.